Hello there, everybody. Welcome to what is our full moon co-creation meditation in Virgo. And have we got something very special going on today? We are going to shine the light on everything that is hidden in plain sight, that people are still going, la, 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 la. No, that's not happening. Yeah, it is. We're going to pull it all together because you know what? We are reclaiming our power. So welcome, those of you who are joining me. If you don't know me, my name is RozyGlow or Rosanna, and I channel RozyGlow, which is the frequency of divine grace. And as I understand that, it allows us to let go easily of what no longer serves us so that we can open to the infinite blessings that are available to us. And we can allow the epiphanies, those aha moments, to drop into our consciousness that allow us to upgrade our conditioning from conditioned human to divine human awareness, connecting to our divine consciousness, and therefore allowing that mind that's so powerful to be led by the heart, which is the ultimate way of being a co-creator of our reality here on this earth. So if you like the sign of that, please hit the like button. Hey Dawn, good to see you. I'm going to just whiz on because there's a lot to cover today. And actually, I don't know how you've been feeling, but I've been feeling really flat, like really low, and also really emotional, because as I'm seeing things for what they are and realizing the difference between the story I've been told and the reality, it does create quite a lot of discord within. There's a release, there's grief that we need to go through before we can move into joy. So we are going to anchor the frequencies of divine joy first and foremost, because if we really want things to shift here on planet Earth and to shift into the frequencies of paradise on Earth, otherwise known as Gaia, then it's going to be really important that we lift our vibration and we utilize these higher frequencies to propel us forward. We amplify them into the world, because then people will want to make a shift. You know, most of us stay stuck in what we know, and we don't dare take the risk of moving into the unknown, because we have this term, better the devil you know than the devil you don't know, right? But it's fear, right? It's fear of what may come that we're not prepared for. And that, again, is this conditioning. So without blabbering on too much about that, hey, Sarah, I'm just going to suggest that you make sure that you read the text that is accompanying this video. There's some information in there that will help you to anchor what I'm talking about today. And also, I'm going to big up from the start my amazing teacher, Susanna Kennedy, and my other amazing teacher, Leslie Sloan, who I've been working with. And I'm just going to whisk this up really quick. But Leslie does these amazing Oracle healing cards, and Susanna taught me how to co-create my reality using Sphere of Compassion. They're both phenomenal teachers that have also taught me about this amazing quantum energy field device. And if you want to know more about that, because if you want to amplify your energy as you clear it, make sure you get in touch, because we're all here to become the most powerful version of ourselves we can be. Not because we're power hungry, but because we're here as beings of light and love. And we need to make this distinction that light on its own is pure consciousness, but light and love is compassion and consciousness. And that's how we access this divine nature. Now, I am a co-creator of my reality. I'm a multidimensional success coach. I teach people to live as their authentic truth, to live as their higher selves, living on this earth, co-creating consciously what they want. So if you want to know more about that, head over to RozyGlow.com and do sign up to my mailing list, which will gift you, because this is what life is, it's abundant. It will give you the star salutation prosperity practice, which will be the start of clearing blocks in money, love, and in health, and also to support you to be able to activate your light body, because that's what this is all about now. I see so many people blaming money as the root of all evil. And I'm like, guys, you're just not getting it. It's not money. It's what people do with it. It's just a currency. So our energy is our currency. The more we shift our own frequency and we lift it up, the more we can be a force for change in this world that is really positive. And here's the little secret. I only ever co-create with the highest good of all as my intention, and the win-win-win in everything. Can't go into everything now, but there's something about surrendering to the highest good. People have an issue with surrender because we've been taught a whole load of bull about surrendering to external authorities. And here's the thing. We're living in a world where we give our power away all of the time to external authorities the moment that we are frightened. The moment we are frightened, we're going to fight, flight, or freeze. And look at what's going on in the world today. But you know what? The frequency of joy, this just amplifies everything. It amplifies all the positivity. And what it does, it allows us to love up our shadow rather than deny our shadow. And the shadow aspect of our being are the things that are difficult to face. And they're things in ourselves, maybe they're qualities we're not very proud of, or we hope people don't see in us, and so we put a mask on. But it's also the veneer in the world, all right? So what we're doing in today's co-creation is we're bringing to light, we're shining love and light on all those things that are hidden in plain sight that people still can't see. So it's going to be like neon billboards. Watch this, see this. But one of the things I'm going to ask you to do, just as we're setting up, because I will start with that little cacao blessing in a moment, is I'm going to ask you to put in the chat box anything that you want light to be shed on. Now, I am going to be cautious about the way I speak, because ultimately I want this video to be able to stay up, and I've had some experience of the fact that if I don't say the right things here, the video comes down, and I don't want that. So here's the deal. You tell me what you want love and light shed on. I know there's a situation in Greece that we definitely want to light up. There's a situation in the UK we want to light up. There's a situation around the world we want to light up. And there is a situation that's going on in Australia that we want to light and love up. And that's what we're going to do. So anything else that you're like, why is this not being talked about? Why is this not being shown in the mainstream? Why isn't it being shown in the social media channels? Put it down here so that we can energize it and we can bring it out. I have a drippy nose, so I might have to nip and get a tissue in a second. Let's go and do the little cacao blessing first. So again, if you're new to this, ceremonial grade cacao is phenomenal. Hey, Emily, good to see you. It helps us to connect our heart's truth and to bring balance and harmony wherever it's most needed in the world. So if you'd like some, you can always purchase through my website. There's also a link for Keith's Cacao if you're somewhere in the world and you're not in the UK. Much easier for you to be able to connect that way. But for now, if you've got cacao, bring it to your heart. We'll rub our hands together for a moment. Have a little shake. And then you can bring one hand to your heart, you can bring the other hand to your cacao, or bring both hands to your cacao. Take a moment to close your eyes. And welcome your breath as the source of all that is into this space. All that you could ever want is transmuted into your body. It's brought in, transmitted into your body through your breath. So our breath is like the interface between the outer world and the inner world. So make it magical. My breath is magical. And let your whole chest fill up with your breath. Move that down your body. Let your whole body just relax. Breathe into your pelvic floor. Let your mind relax and become the observer of this whole experience. There's something about the observer principle in quantum physics. It changes the nature of the experiment. Just by us observing what we observe today, things will shift. It is just what happens. And as we breathe down our bodies, settling the nervous system, inviting the nervous system to become engaged in the parasympathetic mode, giving permission for any parts of us that are easily triggered just to relax, bringing in Mama Cacao to melt our hearts, to open our hearts and our minds to help us see through divine eyes, to help us see through eyes of love so we can see, we don't deny what is uncomfortable to be seen, both in our own world and in the world around us. Remembering that we are powerful co-creator beings. We're here to remember our power and to use it wisely and to restore balance on this planet. Harmony and balance, getting a strong yes there. To return this planet to its original intention, which was to be the vibration of the paradise codes, where we could learn to live in a physical environment and co-create in physical form, in alignment with the highest good of all and the win-win-win in everything. So we invite Mama Cacao to help us align fully with this and create the most amazing quantum shift possible for everyone here in their lives, everyone who watches the replay, and also for the collective. It's time that every channel broadcasts the same signal, and the signal is love. The light has won. So in order to energize this, we'll send the sound Ma into the earth, Om into the universe, and An from our hearts to each other. Deep breath in. Ma.
Let's just invite the idea that we are all powerful beings and we're amplifying our divine power into our energy field. With your nose, draw a circle in the air in front of you to represent your sphere of compassion. This is the container of all aspects of your being. It's a safe space. Go the other way with your nose. Only go as far as your nose to protect your neck. This is a portal we've each just opened for ourselves. So consciously step into it by drawing your nose up and down and making your connection between Source and Gaia. And then just step into that sphere and see that sphere expand all around you. Make it as big as the room that you're in. If you're new to spheres of compassion, they are holographic spheres. There are trillions of spheres within spheres. The whole wall of this sphere is made of spheres. And they all represent different aspects of consciousness, realities, timelines, all sorts of, every choice point that you've ever had to make a decision between one road and the other. They're all coexisting in this space. But what we get to do is raise the frequency to that of pure compassion and to align with the most optimal experience here in our reality. And therefore, to send that vibration out into the world, to radiate it and become a magnet for that which we intend. There's our power in a nutshell. So bow your head to your lovely heart and just let that smile in your heart beam to you. Hello, 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 we meet again. That little essence, the divine spark that is you. Right there. Let it spread through your heart. Smile back and gently come back. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, and welcome everybody who's just joined. So again, I know we're 15 minutes in. Drink your cacao, grab your magical tools. I'll talk about the crystals that have come up today. And we'll pick a card to see what's coming through the transmission. But I've been working with the third eye, you know, these things that Leslie's created, which are just absolutely amazing. I'm not doing that very well, am I? Ta-da! They are portals themselves that can be energized through this quantum device to be even more powerful. And the one that's been coming through that I've been working with is the third eye. So we're going to be transmitting that divine sight, eyes of love, through this co-creation. And we're going to go through 3 stages, okay? So I'll explain that in a sec. If you're new to this, I talk for about half an hour realistically about what's going on and what we're co-creating so we can trigger what we need to trigger. Again, I'm just going to reiterate, please, if there is something you want light shed on, please can you put it in the comments. You know, we've had issues around nursing homes and forced actions, which one would say should be criminal. There's a very interesting thing that goes on when other people make decisions for those that are vulnerable and on what basis they're making those decisions. And there's a lot that's coming up. So, yay, welcome, Anne. Well, welcome. So just anything that you want to be witnessed, you want to be seen, addressed, and accounted for, like being dealt with, not ignored. Put it there. It's really, really important. Dodgy political deals. Well, therefore, we will talk about conflicts of interest. I've got a very interesting couple to speak about. Their name rhymes with shakes, starts with a G. You just need to research these two. You really do. Just put their name and the foundation, and then put anything else next to it and just see if they fund it. And then you consider, my dear friends of discernment, whether it's a good idea for one couple that are incredibly wealthy to be handing out gifts all around the world without that somehow being a conflict of interests. The media, the governments, the big multinationals that are producing things for us now, yeah? Education systems, universities, it's a bit worrying. It's very worrying. And whatever it's put out as, I just want to make clear that we are here in this physical reality. And if you read any spiritual text, it will tell you that the physical world
is a world of illusion, of Maya, of distortion. So why any of us lose our internal compass and start looking to the outside that is an illusion to tell us what is true, this is where we get lost. And you know why? I'm going to mention Jen McCarthy here because she's a phenomenal woman that just said one thing that really touched my heart, which is we're such pure souls. We have such good intent in us that we just could not believe that those that lead us, that put themselves forward as being saviors, philanthropists, the answer, are not. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. It's very, very hard for us to accept that. There's a huge cognitive dissonance. So for everybody, it's our innocence that makes us comply, but it's time to wisen up and to bring in the energy of discernment, which is part of compassion, folks. Honestly, when you see it, you can't unsee it. And then you realize the extent of it. And that can be really scary for people. We go through denial first, which you've seen in the collective. Then we go through anger. And then we start to accept and to process and to make change. So we want to channel that anger constructively. And one of the things I, again, want to open us up to is we want to align with the most graceful and easy timeline for our ascension, all right? I've been given different versions. I've seen different versions, and I'm going to bring them out because I want to know which of these you resonate with the most. Hey, Sandra, good to see you. Children, yes, children. The things that are being done to children, them being forced to basically not breathe properly, forced to have things they shouldn't have to have. And the thing that scares me the most is some very dear souls of mine, friends of mine, are so in the system that they just can't wait so they can get their freedom back. They can have these things and they can put the poisons in their kids. And as a result of that, they can then have a free life. And it's like, where are you? Wakey, wakey. Okay. So anything that relies just on the five senses, you're going to be programmed. You've got to be able to tap into your extrasensory perception. And this is what we are doing. Okay. So beyond this, where do I want to go? So Jen has got a lovely book called Twin Flames. I'm going to put the link in it. It's Twin Flames in this age or something along that. Sorry, Jen, can't remember the name, but it's a very powerful book for opening up codes. And also Tara. So I'm mentioning these names on purpose because you will be able to see another video in my channel very soon, which is a discussion we had together about the children, and another amazing woman called Lisa. And this is about the children and what's going on underground that is being massively denied, but has gone on for a very long time. And again, I'm mentioning these things because it is time that we stop ignoring what is uncomfortable to face, just like walking past homeless people and pretending they're not there, right? We need to face the shit in our world. We need to face it with love, compassion, and we need to decide that, no, this is not happening anymore on my watch. And to be willing to see everything that we thought was good. You know, all that glitters is not gold, right? I love glitter, by the way. But it's like, we are going to learn that where we thought we were in alignment, and that goes for all of us, with our best intentions, we bought into something that was not great. And I just want you to remember Harry Potter, okay? And I want you to remember that this sort of seeding of what is not love is in everything. It's been done for a long time. It's part of the game of life. It's for us to see that in every truth there are untruths as well, and we have to be able to sift through it and take the best, leave the rest. This leaves us with this idea that what is true, what is eternal, that is source, love, light. And we know that source, love, light as a frequency. We really do, and we can trust it. It's something innate in all of us, and we can call it in. And when we do our I am invocations, that's exactly what you're doing. So please pay attention to the way that I do this process with you. Coming back to Tara, she's got a lovely book as well called I Love You Me, and she's got the I Love You Me community as well on Facebook, which, you know, I've recently been more involved in. And, you know, we're all coming together, sisters, mothers are coming together to share what we do, because we all have the opportunity now to ascend into the greatest, most phenomenal version of ourselves, to be light beings on this earth. And that's what I've signed up for. That's what I'm inviting you to. And what I do is I teach you all the steps in the way to up to where you're getting to, so that you don't fear you'll lose your way again. For many of us, we need to engage that mind to know that we can find our way again if we get lost. And this is if you come particularly from a very fear-based background, which I do. It's taken me a long time to overcome my challenges with love, with money, with being in this world of service without draining myself. But this is what I've done, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what I teach. Okay, so I've overcome every hurdle in my life. This is how I did it. I share it with you, and my beautiful sisters that I've talked about also do the same in their own arenas and frequencies. So twin flames, self-love, all part of this picture, and we need to wake up to it. Okay, so cool, let's carry on. So the crystals that I've chosen today, if we're going to transmit the frequency of joy, for me joy is always citrine. Okay, so we'll bring in this frequency today, and we're going to cleanse our magical tools in a moment. Pure clear quartz, divine infinite love. This is also for cutting through all of the illusion. And here I have the most beautiful piece of what is both fool's gold, pyrite, and also peacock ore, which is about transmuting the poison on this earth. And for me, I love this. This is what allows me to be in my physical body and to accept everything I do that I might think is not so good for me or whatever, and just to get into the space where love and light is the most powerful force in this world. So let's just feel into this for a moment. What do I want to share? Okay, so the 3-step process. We are going to activate our I am presence and get into the feeling state where what we want has already happened. So the feeling state that we want to come into is that we have all witnessed now wherever untruth has been seeded into our reality, so the fabric of our society. We get the truth being put out through the mainstream channels, and those who really can't handle that truth, those who would perhaps go into some kind of psychosis or go into some kind of aggressive reaction, are somehow able, through our support, to be able to process this in a way where it's gone in, even if they haven't cognitively addressed it, and it's gone in. And what happens is it's that 100 monkey syndrome. When enough of us have caught up with it and we know it and we can see it, then what ends up happening is everybody else follows suit and they don't even realize it. So I just want you to please imagine that whatever channels we have of communication, they now share divine truth. That's all they share. And when something isn't divine truth, it's so obvious, right? It's a bit like, you know, the fact checkers and the censorship that's going on now. It's like there's a cosmic fact checker thing that comes up when something is not in alignment with truth, right? That we, the people, are able to regulate that. And the way that we do it is to ask lots of questions, okay? To ask lots of questions. I'll give you an example. Another lovely thing that I heard from Jen was this sort of rhetoric towards the vaccines that are out at the moment, and the fact that people are basically bullying emotionally other people into the idea that they should have it, even if they don't want it, to protect others. And a way of turning this around, because it's just fear that bullies in that way. It's like, if we don't all do it, we're not going to be safe, and we're going to be in this state forever. So you should do it too, please. Please do it. You should do it. You must do it. Otherwise, you're a bad person, right? It kind of comes those ways. But a way to come back to that is, well, you know, this is experimental. We are the experiment. The experiments aren't going to be concluded for another year or two, depending on the company, even 3 years, depending on the company that's producing them. Therefore, you know, there are quite a lot of risk factors. I don't know if you've read those risk factors, and some of those risk factors can be that you could end up needing looking after your whole life because you've had it and had an adverse reaction. So, you know, is that really what you want to do to your family and your friends, to make them responsible for your health and well-being without you having checked out everything and seen whether this is really the right thing for you? It's an interesting way to put it around, isn't it? So I invite you to know that there's always a way to turn things around. And wherever you think you don't have any power, you do. I've seen some massive shifts in the world. Like, you know, if we celebrate some good news, we have the fact that in England, the mainstream's been presenting in the media that actually it won't be forced on children to put those things on their faces or to be tested, which is great, because why should they? Quite frankly, really not good for them. Makes us stupid. We get into a state where we have more carbon dioxide going into us than normal, and we start to not be able to think critically. That puts everybody at risk. We can't rationalize well, which is foggy-headed. You know it if you've been wearing one for a while. So do your research on really the efficacy, and remember, you're not going to get that research in the mainstream places It's only going to say one thing. You need to see the polar opposite as well and look at the data, because if you look at the data, even the data is telling us the same thing, that these things are not what's right. Okay, they're not actually serving us. So more good news is the fact that there's a taught. Okay, so the Nuremberg, I don't even want to say it actually, but there's, I have to be careful how I say it, but let's just say that there's some really, really awesome business lawyers all around the world that are basically creating a huge fraud case for what is going on today. And it's going to make everybody liable that has been a part of the deception, because it is a deception. There is a huge illusion that's been going on for thousands of years, but this particular deception that's taking place now is necessary to get everybody to the point where they can see this and then see the rest of it, and then it's nullified. So a couple of things that are important, so if I just read through them so I don't go on too many tangents. The good news. So you can check out Rainer Fulmick. He's who I was just talking about now. Also, you know, if you're being put under pressure in your job to have something you don't want to have, just remember that you are under no obligation to have anything that's experimental, that has not been proven for efficacy. And sorry, you know, saying that the results after the first one are positive, it's just nonsense, isn't it? You've got to have both of them and then see what's going on and look at the animal experiments and wonder why people are so concerned. Our job, though, is to stay neutral. Okay, our job is to be able to process our own emotions and see the end result that we want to see. So our first bit is going to be to create that vision. Our second bit is going to be to use another sphere of compassion as a container to love up our resistance. And that's where we're going to put in all of the things that we want to see exposed in this world today, in our personal lives and collective. So, you know, if you're in a relationship, for example, or you're in a court battle and you're being gaslighted and everything that is being hidden isn't being seen by the judge, having all of that in plain sight so that all the supposed powers that be have to act on what is being shown. They can't ignore it anymore, right? We're going to put everything in the sphere, and then from there, what we're going to do, interesting what's going on, is we are going to love it up with infinite love light, different frequencies of love light. That's how we illuminate, okay? Because we love up, we transmute the frequency, and as a result of that, we then step into that new frequency and we expand it into our energy field. And then what we become is the frequency that we have called in. And if all of us do it, then this spreads through the crystalline grid for everyone else who's open to the highest good of all and the win-win-win. And we do it all together, because there are people everywhere within all the systems and institutions. There are people that are awaiting their instructions to come fully online and do the exposing from the inside. And it's going to be massive. So questions for you. A couple of things that I've been shown as possibilities, right? One is that actually maybe, you know, if you think about the First and Second World War, they lasted 4 years, right? So we're already a year into this. Perhaps we end up in a situation where we have got a bit of a timeline split, where we've got the smart cities, the high levels of surveillance and tracking, tracing, all that kind of thing, and people living in that reality where people travel to countries, you know, that are playing into that game and they're living that reality. And then you have another reality, so this is the timeline split, where you have those that are resonating on our vibration, where we are autonomous, transparent, accountable beings, where we choose for ourselves what is right for us, where we create alternate economies, we're living in an alternate system. Perhaps we're only traveling to countries that will, you know, resonate with us, which again, we can plant those paradise codes there, right? Wherever it is that we can go, perhaps that's where we need to gather, set up new communities, new ways of living. And then what happens is a bridge is built between the two. So those who want to stay in that state of fear and illusion and live in that program do, and they slowly transition over to us as we reach them through the work that we do. That's one possibility that I've been shown. My conflict with that is that it's one of those, isn't it, that you kind of want to bring the light everywhere as quickly as possible, love light, and to no longer allow those distortions of truth to continue. But we might just need an interim, it's a bridge, right, to get us to the full space where the whole planet has caught up and we are living this paradise on earth reality. So the other timeline I was shown was that actually, as I said to you a bit earlier, what would happen is, welcome those who are joining, lovely to have you here. What would happen is that we would be able to start to see all of us. It would be an exposure of full truth, an exposure of full disclosure. And the support that would be needed would be all of us who have been doing this kind of support work of helping people move into empowerment would be called to action. And it would all happen that way. Now, I prefer the second option. I would like to see everybody wake up, everybody get on the same page as quickly as possible, but it's not in my control. So you know what? I'm going to put the higher self, the me that's already living the reality that I want to live. And in my own little world, I am, right? Out there, it's still a bit crazy, but the me that's living in a reality where out there and in here are the same frequency. I'm putting that part of me in control. I'm surrendering to that part of me when I co-create this with you, to say whatever's for the highest good, show us, I surrender. And this is why I want you all to please, sorry to be a bit dictatorish here, but to open to the idea that surrender is a really wonderful thing in the right context, right? When you give your power away, you are not giving your power away to an external authority. You are giving your surrender, thy will be done, to the you that is your God self, the divine spark that is here to transmit the codes of the divine on this planet. Does that make sense? We all have conflict within us. We don't want to give our power away, yet we do it all the time. Oh, the irony of living in duality. Okay, so we've said here, lies from those in power. So anywhere that there is corruption, conflict of interest, that this shows up, the depth of corruption we want to see. In Greece, we have this issue at the moment that was brought to me by a friend of mine, which is that they're very quickly fast tracking this passport idea, health passport idea, you know what I mean, which will basically mean that you've got to have one of those, the passport to travel, as in a health one, and basically pushing us into the track and trace system, which we don't want. Now, I'm 3/4 Greek, not on my watch, right? So we want to expose on whatever level, whatever we need to, so that doesn't happen anymore. We talked about children being forced to do things either by their parents or by the institutions that have their best interests at heart, right? To do things they don't have to. Same with teenagers, same with young adults, same with anyone in the workforce. We have to expose the services, the social services, the supposed services that are protecting our young, where they're not protecting our young. And that might even mean accepting that certain saints aren't really saints and they've been involved in selling babies, etc. You know, like I'm just learning about this stuff myself. So traffic with an ing, it's real. Don't deny it. It's happening. It is happening. It's happening a lot. We need to stop it. Also, the fact that there is an elite that is connected to our entertainment industry, and basically many, many people in that entertainment industry sell their souls for their fame and their fortune. And those that we think are mad are probably not mad at all. They're just exposing it for what it is. So just have a think about those big ceremony events that we all love to watch on the television. What the fuck are they about, right? Who cares what dress she's wearing? And who decides what movie is going to win? Like, really? Come on. This is the stuff we need to look at. Back to that wonderful shaky people, the shaky duo. It was Russell Brand that exposed this, actually. He did some really, really interesting videos, so you can check him out on his channel. And one of the things he did was research the conflict of interest that the sheikhs have. And apparently on the form that says conflict of interest, the answer was written down as numerous. That's it. Not this and this and this and this and this. So it's that kind of arrogance and ignorance that says, I'm super billionaire, no one can touch me. No, yes we can, and we are, and we do, And even this channel, it's really important to understand. This is why it's so difficult to speak openly, because the guidelines of a certain WHO foundation or certain WHO collective basically doesn't allow you to say anything that is contradictory to whatever's there on that website and the directives. And guess who majorly funds them as much as the US government does? Yep, same people. Just look it up. Just look it up. You cannot make this up, and when you see it, you'll be blown away. All right, so what else is there? Oh, I found out in Australia. This is the thing I don't understand, right? And it's what I want you to wake up to is, no, sorry, that's not right. You're probably already awake to it. But it's like, why do we live in a world where we have to fight for justice? Why do we live in a world where we have to fight for what is right? Why do we live in a world where it's not stacked in favour of what's for the highest good of all, what's best for the environment, what's best for the children, what's best for everybody? Why do we have to expose those that have power for the corruption, what they're doing? Why? That does not make sense to me. It's time it changes. We're moving into an era of star peace. So in Australia, Seaman with an S on the end, company is being exposed for its latest attempt, because many companies have tried and failed to get involved with a particular coal mine tech. They're providing the technology that would allow a particular coal mine to go ahead with what it does. And as a result of that, basically to kill off the Great Barrier Reef faster than it's dying at the moment. So these things are going on. We're going to put all of them in the sphere. If you've got anything else, let me know. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to get on with it. So, last thing is the Kali Kriya. So you can see I'm very much in aubergine today. It just came through really strong. So just practice this with me. Inhale, 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 and then go. Okay, again. So the story of Raktabija, I think what I'll do is I'll just share a link to this, but essentially Raktabija stands for blood seed, and it is the seed of doubt. Yeah, that's right. Or seed, yeah. And basically the story around Raktabija is that there was an unslayable demon that was taking over the planet, kind of very much what's going on right now. And the sense was that there was nothing that could be done, because every time anyone slayed him, he would come back to life the moment a drop of his blood was actually spilled, which is kind of like what seems to be happening with insidious corruption. You just can't get rid of it. You close one hole, another one, because it's there, systemic in us, right? So the gods and goddesses get together and they're like, what are we going to do about this demon? Durga comes in. She's like the goddess that is absolutely stunning to those of pure heart, but ferociously ugly and scary to those of impure heart. Now think about all the women that were burnt on the stake. Think about how many of us have been vilified for our power, our feeling power, our womb power, right? No offense to whatever gender we all are. It's just like, let's face this. This is the sacred feminine energy that we're connecting to. She's like, I'll deal with it. Don't worry. Rides down to earth with her diamond, with her tiger. And then as a result of that, she ends up trotting along on her tiger. And as she's trotting along on her tiger, she sees Raktabija and he's like, yeah, come and get me, baby. You know I'm going to win. And she's like, you don't know the power of the Divine Mother, my love. So she gets her sword out, whoosh, slays this guy, demon thing. His blood is about to be spilled and he's laughing. And out of her belly, she produces Kali, out of her womb. This is important symbolism. Kali Ma being the goddess aspect that dances on the graves of the dead, like she's scary as, right? She's the goddess of destruction to those who fear. They don't understand that part of creation is destruction. You have to do all of it. You have to let things die for new things to be born. So what did she do? She slayed doubt. She slayed fear. She killed that blood demon, right? Because she was like, it's done. You have to go. And so we have to accept every aspect of our shadow is powerful. It has the power to heal or to harm. Every aspect of our being has the power to heal or to harm. What are you going to choose? Your heart needs to lead. So let's get on with it. Drinking up. Sorry, it's a really long intro, but it feels like it's important. These are energy transmissions and healings after all. Okay. Get yourself comfy. Why did I share that with you? My God, my brain. Just wants to come out. World bridger. Let's just do this one. Okay, we are world bridging today. We're bridging between the 4th and the 5th dimensions. And for some of you, it'll be between the 3rd and the 4th. Thank you for the like. Anyone else who feels like putting a like on, that's really good for my videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So when you feel doubt about whether or not something is actually going to be able to go the way we want it to, which is divine truth, divine law reigning supreme on this planet, you use the Kali Kriya. Okay, call on Kali Ma. Kali Ma, come in, let me destroy this doubt. I need your help. Right? Just get rid of it as many times as you need to. I F blind the whole lot. I'm like, be done, Satan, be gone. Because there is so much that is of that ilk on this planet. Most of our symbols have been turned around. They've been flipped around. All of the ancient, powerful, protective symbols have been fucked with, okay? And so we can claim them back. They're ours. So be careful when you're like, oh, that's a symbol of this, or that's a symbol of that. No, it's just been hijacked. It's hijacked from its original form. Greetings, lovely to be here. Well done. Yes, good. I'm glad you enjoyed the sunshine. I'm going to get out there soon. So rub your hands together. Have a little shake. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a moment to close your eyes, settle into your being. We're now transmitting the codes of this co-creation. Just let yourself settle your breath. This is our co-creation meditation for transmuting all that is corrupt, all that is hidden in plain sight, to being highly visible, neon lights highlighted, cannot ignore, arrows pointing towards, must be addressed, is being addressed, is being dealt with. And that everything on this planet is ready now to ascend into divine human expression, the paradise codes, the ascending earth paradigm. And the timeline we are choosing is the one that is most graceful and easy, the ascension path that is most graceful and easy. So you can roll around your pelvis a few times, one way then the other. And then anchor your tailbone into the earth as though you are awakening your earth chakra. Lift your chest. Remember, you are surrounded by a beautiful spirit of compassion. You're in a safe space. Let's call your angels, guides, all of our teachers of the purest vibrations of love and light. Our higher selves that are already living our new reality into our field. Our star families that are supporting us to create star peace instead of star wars. And taking a moment to bow the head to the lovely heart. And please repeat these words after me, but say every one very consciously. This is how we activate our I am present, our higher self-consciousness, so we are all powerful in alignment with divine will. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am sovereign. I am free. I am divine infinite love. I am divine infinite light. I am divine sacred wisdom. I am divine creative power and intent. I am invisible, invincible, invulnerable, impermeable, impenetrable, untrackable, and untraceable to anyone or anything of malevolent intent including aspects of my own psyche, conscious and subconscious. I am co-creating my personal paradise with grace and with ease, in alignment with the win-win-win in everything and the highest good of all. I am divine rapture. I am divine joy. I am aligning with Earth's most graceful ascension paradise time. I am that I am. I am seeing through eyes of love, and I am loving what I see. And I am inviting my mind to become the witness of this experience, the observer, and the recorder, so that as we move through this co-creation and set the intention, my mind becomes that part of me that puts these intentions into action, manifests them in my physical reality as actions aligned with my intention. My mind is my friend. I am that I am. Okay, so you can release your hands now. I'm just doing a quick cleansing of all the magical tools. So crystals, cards, whatever you've got. I cleanse these crystals and magical tools to renew their power so they may bring peace and harmony and benefit all of humankind, all sentient beings in this universe for the highest good of all. And I command that any unhelpful, lower frequency energies be taken from my space, from my tools, from my crystals, from me, to where it can be transmuted into the purest vibrations of love and light. So that only the purest vibrations of love and light exist within my field, my consciousness, and all that is mine, all that I am connected to, for the highest good of all. Okay, so just turn your palms open. Open up the crown of your head. Consciously allow your crown chakra to open up. And make the connection with your soul chakra through your I am presence, just sending your love light from your heart through the crown, up through all of the stargates that connect us to the source of all that is. Wow, we are getting so many frequencies coming through already. So there's a really beautiful, like opal rainbow flame coming through. Like it's just really celestial, really cute. It's not bright gem colors. It's more in the frequencies of bright white light. All of these opal-like frequencies of the rainbow flame are coming through, so just receive them. We're like each of us huge generator crystals. And bring this energy down through your body. You can rock your pelvis to stimulate your root chakra and then connect to your earth chakra. And let's activate that earth chakra. Activate my earth chakra. Purify my earth chakra and my connection to the crystalline grid. Yeah, baby. So I say these words, you can say them as well, or just know that they're being said for you. And then let that love light that's flowing from source move around the planet through your earth chakra into her diamond core, her diamond heart. Then bring her energy up through your body. So just bring this up. I see the diamond fire, which some of you will know is the violet flame with the diamond dust in it that reflects the colors of the rainbow. This is like this core energy of Mother Earth just moving through us. And then out through our crowns and out through our arms, out through our hearts, into our sphere of compassion. So just take a moment, relax your arms. And let's bring to us the reality that we're each seeking to co-create. We don't need to worry about how it happens, but we are now living here on Paradise Earth. We are living from a heart-based reality. So we live in alignment with divine truth. The law of the land matches divine law. There is no conflict. The laws that govern humans are influenced first and foremost by divine law, by divine truth. And so we living willingly, consciously, we have chosen this, to live in alignment with divine will, to put first the well-being of all sentient beings on this planet, including animals, and also our plant life, our flora and fauna, our oceans, our physical environment. Our air is pure. Our children, our babies, they're all happy. Our children don't go to school as we know it. They go to creative spaces where they're encouraged to explore all that they desire and to learn the basics of co-creating their reality here, everything they need to know. Our babies are conceived consciously, they're gestated with pure love. We're taught to grow our babies without fear, to transmute fear, to birth without fear. And those who birth have orgasmic births as standard. It's like a joy to give birth to the next generation. And all families are supported to bring conscious beings into this world. We learn divine sacred union first. All babies are created consciously. And if there are babies that need homes, that need love, whether they're whether they're animals or human, they are always found a beautiful home. Everybody takes care of each other. We are sovereign and we are all deeply connected to each other as well. And there's this sense that everybody is living their own version of paradise. The frequencies around us are quantum. We're all vibrantly healthy. We know how to restore balance. We all know how to attract love and abundant prosperity into our lives. We're living divine prosperity and sustainable wealth. This is our birthright. We're learning how to create more and more of what we desire with grace and ease. And whatever channels of communication there are, they're pure. Whatever channels of entertainment there are, they promote oxytocin, they promote healing and love, the transmutation of all that is lower frequency. Wow, this is phenomenal. Just feel that, those that we elect as spokespeople for our tribes, for our communities, we revere in a sense that is a reflection of our own autonomy. They are reflections of our transparency, our accountability, our autonomy, our compassion, our discernment, our ability to hold our hand up and say, I've made a mistake, or I got that wrong, apologies. There's an anomaly. There's a tremendous sense of integrity. And whatever we read, whatever we see, it's not censored, it's just aligned with love. There's no need anymore for these painful recreations to occur from one generation to the next. There are no tunnels of darkness. There are only pathways of love and light. You clear the pathways, so like just to bring this energy down through you, send it through the earth. So whatever tunnels there are, whatever secret passageways exist, these are all flushed through. There's only love and light. And let's just say it 3 times. Clear the pathway, clear the pathway, clear the pathway. These are our physical pathways in our bodies, our veins, our arteries. They're the subtle pathways in our bodies, our nadis, our meridian pathways. And they're also in the earth, the physical pathways and the subtle pathways, the ley lines, the physical created pathways, tunnels, etc. And that everyone is flushed through. So that means that everything that shouldn't be there is brought out and up to the light. Everything, lovingly, gracefully, easily. And we're just lighting up the planet through the crystalline grid, which is like the flower of life formation. Beautiful. So feel this high frequency. Your heart is a diamond spark. Every one of us shines. We're glittery. We glow. We're all in sacred union if we want to be in sacred union. We will have plenty of everything. We're living in a world of free energy. We're living in a world where we don't have to work for a living. We're living in a world where we are born free. We're conceived ecstatically. We're born ecstatically. We are brought to the breast, not the friggin' chest. And we're nurtured and loved. And we're grown. And we know how to balance the power within us. We know how to transmute our lower frequencies into love, because we've learned the secret of handing everything over to the highest good of all and the women in everything. We're so happy with what we've created, co-created collectively in such a short period of time. The food's all organic. No animal has to suffer. We eat animals. There is such a beautiful, sacred way of being able to make peace with the kill. We grow our vegetables organically. We harvest biodynamically. We've learned how to live really consciously on this earth. And nothing is fabricated, no fabricated food, pretend food full of crap. We eat pure soul food. The air is pure. The oceans are clear. Anything that we have made a mess of in the past, we make into something wonderful. I just want you to be aware of there's now new technology, which is probably not that new at all. That means we can utilize the nuclear waste we've created that we haven't known what to do with, and to basically have battery life, like energy for life, just for so long. Everything that we feel we've done to pollute this earth, we find a way to clean up with that very thing. The sky's clear, absolutely clear. The aeroplanes, the different types of travel we have is non-polluting. The forests are abundant. All of nature is in balance and harmony, as are we. We don't have hospitals, we don't need them. They're well-being centres to help people balance out, but we have all of the technology, the quantum technology now, to stay in radiant health without needing any type of medical support that has side effects. It's just unnecessary. I think you're with me now, good. So create now a little sphere of compassion in front of your face. And just spin that sphere. It's a replica sphere of the one around you. So it's spinning super fast and acting like a vacuum. And we're now going to place in that sphere everything we know is going on that is still being denied and ignored. And all those beings that we fear have more power than they should. And also the aspects of our being that we fear will not live up to their courageous self, that they will let the side down because of fear. So I would like you just to breathe in. Gather all of the fear within you, and as you breathe out, send it into the sphere in front of you. And then breathe in. And gather all of the doubt that things can really change in this way as quickly and swiftly as possible, and breathe that into the sphere. It will be like smoke, like dust, like tar, whatever it is, the sphere gets bigger. Breathing in now all of the frustration, the anger, the violation of our basic rights, and breathing that out into the sphere. Breathing in any victim consciousness within our psyche and our collective. Any idea that we're prisoners to the state, and just breathe that into the sphere. Now the statute law that has replaced the law of the land, common law, wherever it is causing problems, especially with corporations, just breathing in our allegiance to the statute law, which is utter BS, and breathing that into the sphere. Breathing in our resistance to money, the idea that money is evil, breathing in our frustration with the banking systems and with the medical system, the supposed healthcare systems, the institutions that we know are corrupt, and breathing them into the sphere. Breathing out of our consciousness, so we're taking it anywhere that we feel fearful of trusting ourselves, where we bow to an external authority because we're scared of the implications of not doing it. Breathe that into the sphere. Anywhere where you feel you have no choice, breathe in. Breathe that into the sphere too. Good. Now, anything else that resonates with the lower frequencies of this planet that we know about or don't know about in our own energy field and physical being, the pains of the past, the memories of the past, the fear of what might happen in the future. Breathe it in, and as you breathe out, send it into the sphere. Good. The fear of Big Brother watching, surveillance, track and trace. Breathe in. Let it out. Good. Now put the shakes of the world. So Mr. and Mrs. Foundation, beginning with a G. They go in the sphere. Every official that you know has lied. All those lovely people, you know, in the who are you, the Faucis, put them in the sphere. The people you think are baddies, so you can put the Trumps, you can put the Bidens in the sphere. Let's put the Clintons in there. Let's put B.J. Johnson. Let's put Hancock. Let's put that sleep. No, I'm making a judgment. There's someone called Tobias something or other. He can go in there. The others that have been involved in SAGE and the misinformation in this country, the media channels that perpetuate lies, the anchor men and women, the journalists that are consciously lying, the doctors, the nurses, those who know better, that are making a choice to comply out of fear, they all go in the sphere. The scientists that are spreading misinformation, all those who are distorting data and truth, everything that's going on in the nursing homes, everything that's going on in Australia, everything that's going on in Greece, everything that's going on that is trying to propel this agenda of those few dominating the many for our highest good or greater good, apparently, put them in the sphere. Putting lockdowns in the sphere, putting masks in the sphere, putting those jabby things in the sphere, putting the idea that we need something to save us in the sphere. Wow, that's a huge sphere. Spinning that sphere, and now there's Avos with a D on the front. Put that in the sphere. Put the elite in the sphere. Put the deep state in the sphere. Put QAnon in the sphere. Put everything that you either judge or resonate with but have no tangible proof of. Just put it all in the sphere. Put the children in the sphere. Put those who are vulnerable in the sphere and are being manipulated and controlled for an agenda that is not of love and light. Put that all in the sphere. And we're also going to put those extraterrestrial beings and experiments that are not of love and light, that are just consciousness without compassion in the sphere. And we're putting Silicon Valley in the sphere. And we're putting the big multinationals, the whatever they call them, polygoths, I think they are, polygoths. So let's put Google, let's put YouTube, let's put Microsoft, let's put Apple, let's put Amazon, let's put all of the big companies in, including Uber. Let's put the financial institutions in the sphere, the banking system, the corruption that is systemic through all of the different systems we currently have in the sphere. Put Big Pharma in the sphere. Put giving your power away to anyone outside of you in the sphere. And everybody who has been silenced, gagged, everybody who has been threatened for speaking out. And everybody who's in the alternate narrative who is also spreading misinformation in the sphere. And we put the big communication companies in the sphere. We put 5G in the sphere. 5D in the sphere. No, 5G in the sphere. Okay, looking good. So now let's just bring down, keep spinning the sphere and let everything else that needs to go in there. Put your own self-sabotage in the sphere. Put the bits of you that are stuck in fear, that don't know which way to go, the bits that are confused, the bits that don't want to see it for what it is because it's too confronting. Put it in the sphere. Your attachment to your emotional beliefs, okay? The emotional attachment to beliefs that we have that are so tied up with our self-identity. Put it in the friggin' sphere. Be done with it. It's not who you are. And put all of the past pain that you're scared of recreating in the sphere if you step into your truth and follow your heart. Beautiful. Okay, bringing down now divine infinite love. So this is the pure, clear, bright light frequency that restores everything to pure 0 point energy, pure, creative, raw source energy for us to color as we need to. Bring this down through our beingness, washing away, transmuting anything that is out of alignment with divine infinite love. Take it through to the center of the earth and spread it out through the grid. Bring it back up through you and into the sphere. And what's happening now is the sphere spinning super fast, that divine infinite love, which is the super fast frequency for loving up everything that is low density into its highest expression. So you end up with a clear crystal ball. And now we start to bring in the divine grace flame, soft pink flame of divine grace. I am divine grace. I am divine grace. I am divine grace. Let it come through you. I see it like pink fluffy clouds with a lovely platinum dust flowing through it. And this is the feminine codes, the feeling codes that allow us to let go of those old stories. Take it to the earth, around the planet, around the grid. Let everybody feast on this. Feel it through their feet. Let the planet glow, rosy glow. And breathe it back up through you and take it into that sphere. We can let go easily through our bodies, through our psyches, through every layer of our being, that which holds us in the illusion. Oh, beautiful. And now bringing down the frequency of divine joy, which I'm going to call in as a golden, amber, citrine frequency. And this is like the neon lights that highlight like a big, bright yellow marker pen highlighter everything that's in the small print that isn't being looked at, isn't being addressed. And that's going to be the headlines of the papers moving forward. All those little subtle things that were just hidden away, they're the new headlines. This is what's been happening. Don't worry, it's in hand. We've dealt with it. It's not happening anymore. All the ways our laws have changed around the world to minimize our freedom and power. So just put that in the sphere. All of the airline, airport, travel stuff. Highlight all of the discrepancies, all of the ways this just cannot be done. It's not going to work. Scrap it. Scrap the passport, scrap the vaccines, scrap the testing, scrap the masks, scrap the lockdown, scrap it all. It's just pure joy emanating from our solar plexus into that sphere now, emanating from our heart, pure amber, citrine, golden joy. That's the frequency everyone and everything aligns with. Why wouldn't you want to? Grace and joy, yeah, baby. Feel that, see it in there. The clear, bright light gave way to the beautiful grace flame, and now the joy flame, and they're dancing together. And we're going to bring down now the diamond fire, which came from Earth, from Gaia, but we're bringing it back through us again. And this is the violet flame with the diamond dust that gives off the reflection of the rainbow. So it's like a rainbow flame initiation. I am the diamond fire, I am the diamond fire, I am the diamond fire. Receive this flowing through your being, around the earth. Notice if any organs in your body start to respond. They're taking now this energy which loves up all anomalies. Anything that's not lined up with divine truth is raised up to divine truth. And that goes into the sphere and is followed by the emerald green flame. It's already with us. Now the emerald green flame physically heals us. So any of you who've made decisions you now regret, take the physical healing. This is going to transmute poisons and also allow your DNA to be restored to the 12-stranded DNA of our divine human codes. And it affirms, I am sovereign, I am invisible, invincible, invulnerable, impermeable, impenetrable, and untraceable to anyone or anything of malevolent intent. Do not mess with me and my emerald frequency. So we become invisible, totally invisible to those that might want to attack us in any way, shape, or form. So I am placing this around my channel as well. I'm placing it around my social media. I'm placing it around all of my platforms so I can be visible to those I'm here to serve, to those that I'm here to transmit these codes to, and totally invisible to those that might want to censor me or shut me down. They have no power over me. Water off a duck's back. I rise again and again and again, as we all do. And finally, we bring down the victory flame, which is like the divine masculine badass golden stardust with the rainbow peacock ore frequencies coming through. It's like petrol rainbow. If you can imagine a puddle that has a rainbow in it, these frequencies that are similar to peacock feathers, but it's more like peacock ore, flow through this golden love light. And it bathes you. Notice now, bring it around the earth, back up through your heart into the sphere. The emerald's gone in, now the gold, and that sphere is looking so damn yummy that we need to step into it. So before we do, we've just co-created the codes of the full awakening of this planet. Full, bright, neon, hidden in plain sight stuff being totally highlighted now. So everything is restored into divine harmony here on this earth, okay? Everything is restored to the paradise codes, everything we've said. All those that are not willing to get with the program, they have to go elsewhere. They're not welcome on planet Earth anymore. They need to go. They do not fulfill that in this reality. They must go to the light. And we therefore release all beings that are stuck in the astral plane, feeding off the drama, the adrenaline. Be going to the light now. Your angels have come to get you. Be going to the light. We are liberated. We are free. The dinosaurs are dead, I'm afraid. They're gone. They're done. You can reach your arms out to be in your power. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. Transmit again that golden frequency into the sphere in front of you. See paradise on earth. Let's anchor that before we step into it. Anchor, lock and seal. Recalibrate, align. Balance and harmonize. We're graceful and gentle, integration and full expression in our physical reality and all relevant dimensions of our beings, in all space and all time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, now notice, can you see your inner vision? It's clarified, seeing through eyes of love, hearing, heart open, all senses, extrasensory and sensory working together, not one without the other. The mind is entrained to the heart. And now we create a golden bridge. Step on that golden bridge to step into the sphere in front of you and let that sphere expand all around you. All of those codes now transmitted even into your huge sphere of compassion hologram. These are the codes that we are seeding in our reality. Every shop that you will ever go past from now on, you'll start to see these are all shops that provide us with things that are good for us, the very best of everything. That there is a whole upliftment in humanity, and that whatever services we have are serving the highest good. So stand in your power, receive the color frequencies you need. And now see your physical outline start to glow. See your light body active around you, like really strongly. It will be a star or a diamond, and it's within your sphere of compassion. Good. I am paradise on earth. I am divine human. I am seeing through eyes of love, all that through all distortions of truth. I am highlighting that which is being ignored. And everyone and everything is being brought to account now. Full disclosure, full transparency. I am safe, I am strong, I am free. I am commanding an axial-tonal alignment with this reality in all dimensions, all space and time. Send an anchor into your earth chakra, my friends. Send it right down to the center of Mother Earth. You deserve to be here. We are here for a reason. And on our behalf, for the collective, All that has been an injustice is scrapped. All that has been a delusion, an illusion, a distortion is brought to light, brought into balance. So we create freedom from where we have been bound. And we feel at one with our brothers and sisters. Those who are not meant to be here anymore, they go. I command this process continues until completion, and each and every one of us is given our direct instructions for how we co-create this reality around us, how we hold this vibration, and that we know the actions we're impulsed to take come from our hearts, are guided from divine truth, in alignment with the highest good of all and the win-win-win in everything. Anchor, anchor, anchor. Recalibrate, align. Balance and harmonize. With graceful and gentle integration and full expression. In my physical reality. In all relevant dimensions of my being. In all space and all time. So it is and so it shall be. Right. And unicorns are coming in big time frames. They're like, help us to help you. Believe in us. Okay, hands to the heart. Feeling very cosmic. Not sure I want to come back yet. Breathe your way back. Well done, well done, well done. Hello. Come back, come back, come back. And I'd really love to know how everyone is. I'm aware of time. We've had a long one today. It's powerful, powerful transmission. So please do remember, if you listen to this at night, you can fall into a lovely deep sleep. And if you are going to hear it later in the day, you can have some powerful dreams. Right, so that was really, wow. I tell you what came through hugely was this here, the peacock orb. It came through very strongly around my light body. So it's probably what I've needed more than anything. So I've been very low on energy recently. Those of you who are coming back, please let me know how you're doing, how that was for you, what you saw. Let's witness the transmutation. I'm happy to just hold the space for that. I've got a client at 2 o'clock though, so I'm going to have to get off in a couple of minutes. So yeah, where are we? That seemed very, very, very clear that, yeah, we'll actually have the choice. So let's just open up to the fact that what will happen is, here's what I see, a paradise Earth that we're co-creating, and a world that is going to change a little bit more slowly, but is still going to be replaced by paradise codes, right? So for those who need it to happen a little slower, they'll get to exist in the paradigm that we know, but it will all change very quickly within that, but they'll just feel safer with that structure. And those of us who want something else, we're going to be co-creating it. I keep seeing this vision of living on the ocean, and it's like a really beautiful home, and this huge crystal that I bought when I started to make big decisions, quantum leap decisions that were scary, keeps coming out of the water and transmitting the code. So I feel like we're going to be creating some amazing communities. And we're just not going to want to live in those cities, but the cities are going to purify it as well. So all that old stuff, it's just done. It's just done. It's already done. Feeling crystal clear with clarity, strength and power, peacock core and the gold. Yeah, that's exactly what I saw, Jade. Wow. Planning to repeat this process during my forming meditation. Very powerful as I released old belief systems. Good. Great to connect with others like-minded. Good to see you here, Dawn. Wow, wow, wow. Mind beautifully blown in a rainbow of colours and ideas. Excellent. Can I ask everybody a favour? Those of you who actually do take part in these meditations, would you be willing to share them on your pages, on your social media pages, and invite people to subscribe? We've managed to get over 1,000 now, which is great. I spent years building that up, but I wonder what has taken so long to reach many people. And, you know, I feel like I've had to really get me solid to be able to do that. But this is the way that I reach the masses. And I'm kind of finding others now to take over the in-between bits. So I'm working one-to-one exclusively with the game makers of the world. So if you're one of those and you want some support to put that real message out, get in touch. And obviously to reach everybody in a platform like this. And in the meantime, some of you will know about my Fearless, Empowered and Free to Be Me course and my Liberation from Limitation course, and my Conceive with Ease course. Well, I'm very pleased to say that they're going incredibly well. We've now got a practitioner training that's coming out of Fearless, and we've also got the multidimensional yoga teacher training that is being formed at the moment. So for those of you who love the methods that you've shared with me, that you've discovered with me, and you want to take it to the next level yourself, this is what it's all about. It's going to be about learning how to do it in a way that's in integrity, that will keep you aligned, that you won't lose your path, that you get out of your head, you'll clear the money issues so that we're really aligned with divine prosperity. I'm on a mission to work with those who are therapists and yoga teachers and people who are in service but take subconscious vows of poverty and end up basically playing out the martyr story and the struggle story. We can't do that. That's not what we're here to do. So I've got some wonderful coaches that are stepping in, that are all very successful in their arena to take over the group coaching. So I can step back and create more of these practitioner trainings. So if you're like, I want to do this, and you feel a call to work with me, get on it now, not next month. It's different next month. It's now. So you book a breakthrough call with me. And at the moment, yeah, there's some transitioning going on. So I'm still teaching the group stuff myself, but you'll be starting to hear from Kate and Augustine and Lula and all the wonderful people that are coming in who've all been through these programs and had phenomenal results and fine-tuned their areas, and that's what they're teaching. So this is the idea. This is how we spread out and we share this through the crystalline grid, through the flower of life. We ascend, and everything that was distorted is taken over again by the divine. So remember your power, please. And I really want all of you who are light warriors, rainbow warriors, beings that are helping to pull the walls of illusion down, to be very mindful of how you talk. Like, be very aware of what you say and how you talk about things and worst case scenarios, etc. Because, you know, anything we say after the word I am, we energize. And if we keep talking about worst case scenarios without then using them as a platform to see what we want out of them, the best case scenarios, we are still focused on the problem. We're not focused on the solution. So unplug, plug into nature, and use what is wrong in your consciousness to define what would be right, and love up your own internal resistance. This is the journey. This is how we do it. So just to big up everyone who's been a big influence in my life. Also, I got sent a message on the 1st to the 11th from a particular doctor that's in the alternate field. I always forget his name anyway, but Butter, something like that. And he was talking about what was being planned in Canada. And I listened to it all, and it was pretty spine-chilling, because it's like, oh yeah, first lockdown, second lockdown, third lockdown, and then the plan. Now, the agenda might be incredibly negative. That does not mean that that's what's happening. Okay, it just means we need to know it. And as I said, by witnessing it, just observing it, knowing it's there and sharing that, not to energize the fear, but to bring it out from being hidden, it stops having power. It has to be responded to. It has to be adjusted. That's what we're all about. So I'm going to leave it there. I love you all very, very much. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for being willing to share this. Thank you for being willing to join the community, which is all about aligning with grace. Do get in touch. If you want to give this another like, then please do. And also, anything you particularly want me to cover in other videos, let me know. And thank you for subscribing if you haven't already. I love you. You're amazing. Take care. Namaste.